welcome back to the channel. Regular viewers will already know we've got a battery leaking problem here on the old Escort. And there's a playlist for this car you can go check out up in the flag at the top or link in the description if you'd like. But I believe today is the day to take care of it. I believe what's going on is these are actually caps on this battery. A lot of people don't know that even modern batteries will still sometimes have caps for servicing. And I think they are leaking and creating some corrosion around this bracket. The good news is I don't think it's going to be very difficult to get out. The bad news is this is also a metal battery tray. So I want to make sure I get all this cleaned up and neutralized and all that good stuff. I think it's going to be a pretty elementary process of just a little bit of wire brush and a little bit of baking soda and water just with the garden hose. When I lied to you, that actually is a plastic tray. Thought it was metal for some reason. Let's get to clean it up. So first thing I'm going to do is just try and pop this negative off. Yeah, usually it just slips right off. These terminals aren't very good if I'm honest. And then I'm going to try and pop the caps and see if there's actually anything wrong. Like see if one of the gaskets is damaged or anything like that. That one's definitely been wet right there. There's a slight amount of booger right there. I don't know if that's, yeah, that might just be stuff I just dropped on it. It looks like that center cell is over full. And that guy also looks pretty good. Let's go take a look down inside there and see what we find. Yeah, I was wrong. I thought that guy was overfilled. It's not. If anything, these are all pretty considerably under. Yeah, it's going to be pretty difficult to show you guys, but she's a little low. I would say those are all down about ½ an inch. I cannot believe my luck that I actually have some distilled water, so I should be able to just top it back off, clean up those caps, and stuff her back together. In an effort that I'm pretty sure isn't going to work, I put a little bit of distilled water in this cup right here to hopefully make a little less of a mess trying to fill it. What I don't want to do is overfill it. And there's like a meniscus kind of cat eye kind of thing you're looking for when you fill batteries. I'm not going to worry about hitting that just perfect. I'm mostly just going to worry about trying to put some more water in it. It's probably not going to go well. Actually, I just remembered something I've got in my toolbox. I can't freaking believe it. Second drawer I found my turkey baster that I haven't seen in 5 years. And the ball on it's super firm. Anyway. So I've added a genuinely disturbing amount of water to this battery. I'm gonna say probably around a cup and a half. I don't really want to overfill it because I'll just have this problem again, but I'm pretty sure it needed at least what I put in it. Try and give you some of the after shot there. You can see the water is kind of up to the bottom of those, I guess, inserts in the top or posts or whatever that kind of stick down in. So looking a lot better than it was. I'm gonna clean those caps up just with a paper towel and reinstall them. Not really much rocket science involved here. And this is not actually rubber. This is some kind of like hard plastic. Before I sink them on down in, I'm just gonna try and wipe away from the holes. Just as much kind of junk as I can just so I don't shove any in there on accident. That is not how it was. That is how it was. Okay, got those as sealed as they're likely to be. Next step is just going to be some garden hose and baking soda. Probably some clean gloves. Got battery acid on me. So I'm thinking the move here is to get it wet, then hit it with the baking soda. Maybe just rinse it off at that point, see what happens. We'll see. Yeah, that stuff's just blasting right off. Not much more than dust, which is cool. All right, let's baking soda her on up. Yeah, I'm not seeing any reaction at all, which is, again, good. So I think I'm gonna rinse it down, like rinse the whole thing down, and then just yank that battery and rinse some more. And I'm getting a wire brush all wet. This is gonna be a rusty brush now. Calling that good enough for now. I believe I'm gonna grab a 14 from the looks of those and get it on out of there. Yep. Well, that's disappointingly stiff though. Yeah, like gonna break that J-bolt stiff. Let's try this other guy. Okay, that's good. So if I can get that one out, I'll take that one out without the battery in my way. See if I can get that nut loose without breaking anything. Yeah, and they're just J-bolts. There's plenty of mung still on the battery. It's gonna clean that off where it is, because why not? Or, yeah, I don't even know what that is. Some kind of grease? Oops. Yeah, it almost looks like some kind of grease previous owner put on it. So I didn't install this battery. But there you can see some corrosion on the bottom of it. So I'm going to clean that up, and this may give us some of the fun battery acid reaction. It did not. Did peel a big chunk of paint right off. I think it might actually be starting to react now. Kind of stir it up. See how it's foaming and bubbling? It's neutralizing all the acid. Send some here. Yeah, some kind of grease on there. I don't know what that is. Well, that stuff still seems to be coming off. It's just taking its time. It's coming off a little better now, I guess. So I'm going to mix up some more paste here. I need a little bit more water to create a paste. Maybe not that much more. There we go. And I'm just going to let that end set for a while. And I'm going to go yank the battery. You can see there's still a bunch of crap in the battery tray. I think a lot of that's probably just like sand and dirt or whatever. But I'm just going to hit that with some more water, some baking soda, and mix it up and just let it sit there for a while, even though that is plastic. Just because if there's any acid later on that would drip back out of that, I don't want that. I want it to be neutralized. I'm going to attempt to blow any kind of sediment out of it though. So, just like sand or whatever. Get my soda. There we go. I'm just going to mix it into kind of a slurry as much as I can. A little bit more water. Alright, just going to let that do its thing while I clean up the battery. I don't know what this stuff is, but it doesn't need to be on there. It's like super gross grease. Almost looks like copper anti-seize. Freaking weird. The guy who owned this car before me was kind of a charm, so wouldn't be surprised by anything. Regular old Windex. And this is actual genuine Windex, which is what I could get easy. And it smells really nice for some odd reason. I'm sure you needed to know that. Make sure our caps are on good and tight. Okay. I'm relatively confident this isn't the right battery for the car. I think it's supposed to be a Group 35 battery, not a 26R. And I don't know what the differences are, but I will have to go look into that if I intend to buy a new battery. The next thing is, there's some goobers on the bottom. To fix that, I'm just gonna set the battery on the towel for a while. Just like so. I think I may get a wire brush and clean up the terminals just cause. Next up is gonna be this guy. This is the side with the funky grease or whatever on it. And then this guy can just use brake clean if I want, but start with Windex. Yeah, I think that adventure is gonna be over about the time it began. And that stuff's red. Put axle grease on it or something? What a weirdo. Yeah, that's gonna need brake clean. Alright. I think it's most of the Windex goobers. Let's get our neutralized acid off of there. And I'm reasonably sure the camera didn't record me rinsing that all off, but it looked a lot like this. For about 10 minutes. Many gallons of water passed over that battery tray, so I think we're good. And even though checking this on the multimeter, even after I put all that water in it, it comes up just fine at charge at 12.5 volts. It still feels like the gentlemanly thing to do would be to put this thing on the trickle charger for a couple hours and just let it percolate or whatever. Or if it's gonna bubble out everywhere because I overfilled it or something, now's a good time to find out. So that is the next move. We're just gonna get the old school charger thrown at it and let her bubble for an hour or two. Figuratively, I hope. So I had it on the charger last night for a couple hours, and she's turning in 12.8 volts. So plenty healthy. To my surprise, it looks like in 2021 money, this thing is still a $65 battery, which is just incredible. I didn't think that even existed anymore. So it is literally the cheapest battery the previous owner could find. We'll see if she lights off, which I'm reasonably sure she will. Got all the right boops and beeps. Yep, battery's good. And here we are many months later. And since I have an emotional disability, I repainted the bracket on this thing. But you can also see the battery caps are once again leaking just a little bit. So this is a really cheap, I think Walmart or maybe AutoZone battery. I don't know, it came in the car when I bought it. And it's getting on in 8 years. It's coming up on 6 years old. So this guy's about ready to be retired anyway. And that is probably what's gonna happen in the next couple months. These things are expensive, so I'm not in a big hurry to do it as long as this one's, getting me by. Speaking of by, that's about all I got for this one. As always, I appreciate you guys stopping in for it. We'll catch you on the next one. I'm Max, that's Saddington Bear, and we make videos like this all the time. Here are a couple links to some other videos we've made, and we really appreciate you guys stopping in.